We are live on Facebook and welcome. I'm glad to have you here. And so, Malik, the first question is, why do you vote?
So I need to give you a little bit about my story to help answer that question. I'm the eldest child of two individuals that met at South Carolina State University in 1966. They both were sophomores. One was from Columbia and one was from King Street Arcade, South Carolina. And their bond or their marriage or their relationship was forged in the events of the 1960s and the Orangeburg Massacre. So everything about from my name to my early experiences as a child was forged in the social justice and civil rights movement in South Carolina. In the I was born in 72, so in the 1970s. The expansion of democracy, whether it be through voting or through, social protest or whatever institutions there are out there that are supposed to help more individuals do more good for more individuals is a part of just my upbringing and my value system that was instilled in me and my brothers and sisters since birth. So voting, not just a simple act of voting, but an informed voting for individuals who represent us in government, who can help us expand democracy and do more good for more people, is just something that is very important to me. And as I get older, it takes on more and more importance, making more wiser choices and understanding that, the individuals and the process that you put in place for expanding democracy on the local level and the national level is super important. So I vote because it is just a part of who I am. It's a part of how I live out my values as a citizen.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Malik. My second question, and you kind of hit on it when you did your introduction, is what did your family or your community ingrain in you as it relates to voting?
Just a strong sense of justice, the sense that a sense of affection for the downtrodden of the world, for the disaffected, for the people that were suffering, for the poor, for the disenfranchised. So, voting wasn't a huge thing in my house, but it was just another expression of all the work that must be done to uplift people, like a serious orientation towards the work towards, helping more people to be conscious of the things that were going on around them, helping more people have opportunities to experience a quality of life. So the big emphasis was on ideas, and so not just kind of going to the polls just to vote, but thinking about what are the ideas, what are the structures, what are the principles on which we live our lives. And so it was a culture of learning, a culture of curiosity, and a
Mm.
culture of involvement. So that's
Uh,
what was really communicated. My parents would actually rather buy books than tennis shoes. So I had a huge, massive book collection. I didn't have the flyest sneakers, but we had plenty of good books to read. So that's my orientation.
That's awesome. So, in this very polarized current state that we're in right now, what do you think we can do to motivate more people to vote? And I don't want to just say young people, because I don't think it's just young people that's
Right.
not motivated to vote, but how do we galvanize ourselves around the importance of voting to the point that we can influence others to want to participate in this democracy of voting?
I think voting, like other activities, is an activity that there's social pressure, right?
Mhm.
So if we continue as a culture to put pressure on each other, to hold each other accountable for exercising that right, to see the importance of it, but also to you know as you do, like, are you registered to vote, and to have a community standard to where you can't be on the outside talking about the process if you're not participating in it. So social pressure, social accountability around, hand to hand I'm asking you're big about networks. That's one thing I know about you. Is like, are you engaging the people in your network around this concept of the democratic process? Are you participating, right? Are you actively engaging and using your right as an individual, as a citizen, to make informed choices about everything from local elections all the way up to the national politics? Because collectively we determine the world that we live in. It shapes everything around us, those that we choose to lead us. So really holding each other accountable for participation, holding each other accountable for engaging in the culture, right? Because culture is what you do, why you do it. So creating a culture where civic responsibility, voting, being engaged in community conversations, being engaged in the work of making a better community is something that we get up and do every day. And we're thinking about how we can actively make our community more healthy, more in a better, put it in a better condition. So yeah, that's what I would say to that.
That's awesome. Is there anything else you'd like to share with the public as it relates to getting out the vote and people really going to vote?
Well, I will say that I'm a strength based person, and I think that the season that we're in, it feels really is disorienting a lot. There's a lot of change happening, but I see the positives being that you have a whole generation of folks that are rethinking, being re-engaged in the life, in civics, in the life of the community, in the life of politics and government and community change. All those things are happening. So while it is we feel like a disruptive period, I think the next 20 years is going to see higher levels of voting, higher levels of understanding how important sitting on a school board or a zoning appeals board, or I think we're going to have if you go back and look and see the 10 years prior and then what's going to happen in the next 10 years, you're going to see something incredible as far as engagement. So it feels different. 2020 is an incredibly strange year, but I think some of the good that's going to come out of it is going to be higher participation in voting and hopefully better government all the way up and down our community. So I'm looking
Um,
forward to being around to see it.
Awesome. Thank you, Malik, for giving
Thank
us this
you.
time. I just want to invite our audience every Thursday from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock. We will have our special guests here and sharing their thoughts of why we vote and to encourage other people to be part of the vote. For more information, please go to midlandsmediation.org/vote. We provided lots of information and resources and tools to help you go through the process of voting. Thank you again, Malik, for being our special
Sure.
guest. We have another guest coming at 1:30. Please come back and join us again. Hope you all have a great day. And remember, vote, vote, and vote. Thank you so much.